couple months ago, I made a video on Ellen DeGeneres, and I titled it Ellen De Not So Generous, mainly due to her past behavior, which has been brought to light from past guests on the show, her crew, and team members. Once known for being a nice and bubbly person, Ellen has since then lost her angelic reputation. So I thought we'd revisit this situation and see what's been unfolding recently. Apparently, it all started with Dakota Johnson calling out Ellen on her own show. Then people started discussing when Ellen kind of forced Mariah Carey to announce that she was pregnant on her show, which Mariah apparently didn't want to announce at the time, and then just a few weeks later, she unfortunately had a miscarriage. More and more people have been bringing this one up recently, even though it happened a long time ago. Then the YouTuber Nikki Tutorials actually went on to Ellen after she came out as trans. Then in an interview on a Dutch radio show, Nikki briefly discussed about how disappointing her experience on the Ellen show was. I covered this whole situation in my last video on Ellen, so if you haven't seen that video, feel free to click on it in the description down below. But in short, Nikki said that she was never greeted before she went onto the show by Ellen personally, and apparently she wasn't allowed her own toilet. Apparently the Jonas Brothers got a toilet, but she didn't. So I'm not surprised she felt uncomfortable on a show that, she was a guest on, and when you're a guest on a show, normally that entails you actually being treated like one. Then the worst offense, definitely in my book, is when she hung out her legacy crew to dry when the whole pandemic hit. Because in mid-April, articles like this broke. This one's titled, Ellen DeGeneres show crew furious in a 60% pay cut with lack of communication during pandemic crisis. Where Daily News reported in April that only 4 crew members are working at the at-home taping of the show. And in the second week of April, nearly all employees were told to brace for a 60% pay cut, even though the show remains on the air. And the core stage crew consists of 30 people. And it's honestly impossible to tell how much Ellen is actually involved in the final product of her show and the decision making around it, because just like musicians signed to labels, or well, in Blueface cases, 5 labels.
Really?
Yeah, before Blueface gets a piece of his money, 5 different labels gets a piece first. I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked just due to how bad of a deal he signed. But as I was saying, just like musicians signed to labels, talk show hosts signed to networks. But I'm surprised Ellen didn't take that chance to live through her show's message. Be kind and stick up for her core crew members. Instead, she just kind of indirectly rewrote that to be kind unless they're your employee. And then you have the numerous reports of employees being mistreated on set. So in a nutshell, Ellen has just given people a lot of fuel for this hate train on her. And even though the show's ratings are rapidly plummeting, apparently Ellen has just confirmed that she will be returning for the 18th season. So it'll definitely be interesting to see how that goes. Honestly though, I don't think her core fan base is the ones that are upset. It's the people that are outside of her core fan base that's upset. So I'm sure it'll still go over fine for her. And a bunch of celebrities have actually came out to defend Ellen as well. One of them being Katy Perry, who tweeted this. I know I can't speak for anyone else's experience besides my own, but I want to acknowledge that I have only ever had positive takeaways from my time with Ellen and on the Ellen show. I think we've all witnessed the light and continual fight for equality that she has brought to the world through her platform for decades. Sending you love and a hug, friend, at the Ellen show. Then next up, we have Kevin Hart, who dedicated a whole Instagram post. It's crazy to see my friend going through what she's going through publicly. I've known Ellen for years, and I can honestly say that she's one of the dopest people on the planet. She's treated my family and team with love and respect from day one. The internet has become a crazy world of negativity. We are falling in love with people's downfall. It's honestly sad. When do we get here? I stand by the ones I know and that I love. Looking forward to the future where we get back to loving one another. This hate has to stop. Hopefully it goes out of style soon. This post is not meant to disregard the feelings of others and their experiences. It's simply to show my experiences have been with my friend. Love you for life, Ellen.
Did you delete the Scooter Braun one?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Because who the cares about what Scooter Braun thinks about this?
I don't know, no one.
So I completely see what he's saying about people falling in love with other people's downfall. It's tragic and true. However, I don't think this is one of those situations. Multiple employees at Ellen have came out corroborating horrific stories that have happened there. Then you have her leaving her core crew hung out to dry during a pandemic. But I do agree, we shouldn't only be blaming Ellen. I would also say that Warner is probably more guilty here than what Ellen is. Oh, and of course the other employees who also contributed in making the workspace terrible. But the final post from a celebrity we're going to take a look at today is from Leno, where he went to Twitter to defend his friend Ellen, where he tweeted this: "I don't discard a 40-year friendship on hearsay. The Ellen I know has raised over $125 million for charity and has always been a kind and decent person. I fully support her. Leno." Thank you for ending your tweet with your name, Leno. I love how he signs it off like he signs off an email or a handwritten letter. Ellen is great. Leno. Thank you, Leno.
Imagine being friends with someone for 40 years. That's a long time.
It's gonna happen one day.
Yeah, I know, but like my brain can't.
Keep your circle tight, boys, so you guys can ride it out together.
Yeah.
But the downfall of the Ellen show and Ellen herself has been quite treacherous. She made a career essentially being kind and funny, and now people are looking at her like she's a villain. If you want to get a little psychological about it, I think it's because when a person is famous for being caring and happy and nice, people's first instinct is they want to second guess that, or find it hard to believe that they are actually a very nice, happy, and caring person all the time. So it makes sense for people to try to find some flaw in her Mother Teresa-like reputation. I would almost go as far to say it's kind of like the Shane Dawson effect.
What's the Shane Dawson effect?
Well, I would say the Shane Dawson effect would be Shane Dawson's recent form of YouTube. He was a kind and bubbly and caring person. He branded himself as an empath because he overfelt everyone's emotions, according to him. Obviously, people second-guessed that and went digging into his past and found that, hey, that's not the only Shane. The Shane Dawson effect. I guess people just love romanticizing that every person has a dark side to them. That is so consumable and often makes the perfect storyline, which we do see in movies every single year. For example, look at Mysterio and Spider-Man Far From Home. But since the rumors started about Ellen maybe leaving the Ellen show and not being a talk show host anymore, of course, articles started swirling all over the place with replacement ideas or who's potentially going to replace Ellen. And honestly, I feel like these articles have zero basis. I genuinely just think that the author of the article is like, you know what? These people would be great replacements. Because according to the likes of Daily Mail, world's least reliable news source, some of the people being considered as a replacement include Kristen Bell, Melissa McCarthy, and Jennifer Aniston. So basically, if you're a slightly likable white woman, you might be the new host of The Ellen Show.
Really?
You're not that likable, Hannah.
Hey!
But others with more taste have suggested Eric Andre, which I endorse way more than Kristen Bell. No offense, Kristen Bell, but Eric Andre would be a way better host of The Ellen Show. I don't even want them to change the name of the show either. Just Eric Andre with a blonde wig as Ellen. That would be the best rated talk show.
And just pretend like nothing changed and like he is like really avid that he is Ellen DeGeneres. Oh my god, but he would just call himself Ellen Degenerate. That's it. That's what's going to happen. We need this.
That's what Adult Swim needs to pull out now. They need to make a parody Ellen show with Eric Andre, and you guys need to ratio the Ellen show. You guys need to outperform the Ellen show's ratings as Eric Andre as the Ellen.
Until it ultimately takes over.
Please do that. Adult Swim, please. Another person who popped up as a replacement for Ellen was James Corden, but everyone hated that idea, so I'd like to tell the person that came up with that idea that we really don't need more ideas from you. Thank you. But I low-key love that Ellen re-signed for season 18 because she basically responded to everyone like, you can't get rid of me! I am Ellen! 18 seasons now! She is a talk show goat. Can't take that away from her ever.
I am the generous queen, ask Miss Ellen. It's like that Nicki meme where she's like, you can't get rid of me.
But anyway, what do you guys think of all this? Do you think that Ellen should continue to host the Ellen Show, or who do you think should replace her if you feel like she's supposed to be replaced? If you want to follow me outside of YouTube, you can find me as Atozy on Instagram or Twitter. Links will be down in the description down below. But on that note, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Got me like I'm barely sober. Slip right past like I barely know ya. Whip so fast like I whip Daytona. Got a bitch so bad and she gripped my shoulder. Life flips so fast like a roller coaster. Shit not sweet like a cherry soda. Kid bone switch like a new persona. Fucked up, wouldn't do shit over. Move past looking at the upside. Late night and she called me.